In this video, we are going to Plimoth Plantation. How exciting. So before you actually get into the plantation, when you pay for your tickets, you walk through and there's a short little video that you can watch. I think it's like 15 minutes. And there's also a whole like Thanksgiving type area. So you will see the Thanksgiving area first, and then we will travel into the plantation. So I really liked the Wampanoag village. That was one of my favorite things to go to. Let me know at the end of this video down in the comments below what you liked about this trip. Landing place of the pilgrims, that's what it said.
People drop money in
What do you think? You're good.
It's just been sitting there for a while.
Sorry. Are you disappointed?
Yes.
You want to be a turkey too?
Mom, take that. Turkey, turkey, turkey. Turkey, turkey, turkey.
Oh, somebody else is waiting a turn, aren't they? Oh my goodness. Where's that little turkey? Hi. We gather together. Thanksgiving gratitude and making of an American holiday. According to the English calendar, it was fall of 1621 for the Wampanoag. It was Keep Ung Monk, the time of harvest. In Plymouth Colony, founded less than a year earlier, more than 90 Indigenous Pottery people feasted and played sports with 50 survivors of the colony's first winter. This 3-day celebration became known as the first Thanksgiving. Over the centuries, the story of this gathering transformed into a beloved American holiday. For the original participants, the Pottery and the Pilgrims, or successful harvest was reason enough to rejoice. Ancient traditions of gratitude in both cultures merged by the fall of 1621, and the new holiday of gathering and giving thanks began. Born in New England from the spirit of gratitude, the holiday has been molded by generations of Americans drawn on their own tradition of gratitude. Yet evolution is not over. It continues each year when diverse people gather together to break bread, learn from one another, and in turn shape the future of this American holiday. Look at the beading on that. From 1616 to 1619, an epidemic swept along the New England coast from Maine to eastern Rhode Island. Although transmission of the disease was accidental on the part of the Europeans, the result was more disastrous to the native population than any calculated military attack. An estimated 70% of Wampanoag people died in 3 years. The most severely affected areas, including Pawtucket, now called Plymouth, were most entirely depopulated. The remaining survivors in these communities dispersed to nearby towns. The epidemic left Pottery and their allies defenseless against the Narragansett enemies. Also, McQuinn was forced to submit. Years later, he recalled that he was not subdued by war, which he and his father had maintained against the Narragansetts, but God, he said, subdued me by a plague which swept away my people. The Narragansetts, for their part, claimed Oso McQuinn was their subjected himself and his lands unto them. 1621. $1788. Ooh, they finally got apple pies. Apple pie and pumpkin pies appeared on the menus at the end of the 18th century. The first recipes for apples and pumpkin pie appeared in Amelia Simmons' American Cookery. Look at the crockery. Venison, squash, creamed onions, cranberry relish, mashed potatoes, apple pies, mince, squash, custard, and pumpkin. Mashed potatoes and the regional New England favorite, creamed onions, began in the 19th century.
There were a lot more of them than there were of them.
Oyster soup, roast turkey, gravy, cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes, candied sweet potatoes, cream of lima beans, French peas, creamed corn, sweet pickles, sweet gherkins, celery, green olives, stuffed olives, sage dressing, bread, butter, cocoa, jelly layered cake, fruit cake, pies, pumpkin, mince, apple, fruit, Napoleon ice cream, sweet cider, cigars, and cigarettes. I don't know that I want to eat cigarettes. $1944. This is at the Barracks, Paris Island. Fruit cup, olives, celery, pickles, roast turkey, dressing, mashed potatoes, candied sweet potatoes, lettuce, tomato salad, cranberry sauce, mince pie, coffee, and cigarettes. Louis Spirit Baptist minister in Kansas. When the World War II broke out, joined the Marines at 37. He kept the menu card from 1944, Thanksgiving with his high school diploma and his certificates to practice ministry. Sarah Josephia Hale. It's Norman Rockwell's painting of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving at 5 Points Lady Home Mission Methodist Episcopal Church. Oh, I love this one. Saturday Evening Post. Spirit of gratitude. People throughout the world have been giving thanks for as long as they have lived on the land. Let every day be one of thanks. Let every being of creation along our paths be appreciated. Let all plant life be acknowledged. Let all the winged ones of the air know your gratefulness. I like that. Go in there, the Native American
Go in
homes.
there and then go right here. Go inside of here.
Yes.
Or we can. What is way
Yep, we could go this way.
If it's a big. Yay! Come on.
This is a matrilocal society, so when growing up, if you're a man, you move out of your house and marry into your wife's family, and then any kids you have with her are all part of that, her side of the family again. Otherwise, everyone it would be related. I guess, or sorry, not all related. But, yeah, it's
basket.
family, but huge age range is a big thing.
It's a moose pelt. They
They
could put like herbs or
Look
something.
at Daddy with
Okay, let's go.
freaking things.
It was really so interesting inside of the hut. There, it was all like bark on the outside, and yeah, it was just incredible, like the talent. Like they made a house out of sticks and bark, and it is amazing. And the way that the holes are, it draws the smoke exactly up where it needed to be. Yeah, it was really amazing. So they had kind of like benches out of sticks on two sides of it. And then they had tanned hides. So they were all, it was very like, he's like, no, touch them all. So there was a moose, there was bear, a ton of deer, there was beaver. So there was a bunch of hides up there. And the moose was really pretty cool. So there was a bunch of hides up there that the kids got to touch. He talked a lot about just the families and how things looked there. He also talked about, there was this board next to him, and he talked about what that board was used for and how their babies would actually stand on this board and then kind of be like tied up, and then like it would go across their forehead onto their back. And then when they stopped to do something, they would just take the baby off and hang them in the tree. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But the babies actually like stood on this board in the carrier, and so their babies ended up walking faster than the European babies. Probably because of that, or it could be having to do because of that. I'm not quite sure. So they ended up saying that, or he ended up saying that it's a matriarchal society. So basically that when you marry, then you would go into your wife's family's home. And so that there would be huge, they found one of those huts like the size of football fields. That's huge. Oh my goodness. Even that one was probably, I don't know, I wasn't measuring it, but it was probably a good like maybe 20 by 30, I don't know, probably. If I were to guess, it was a big hut. And just to imagine the people in there, and it would have been really comfortable. He's like, you know, most of the time everyone's outside doing all their things outside, but they're really comfortable inside, which I can totally imagine. So it was really helpful just to listen to him. He said a lot of times they had two separate places, one of which would have been by a body of water. So there it would have been by the ocean, and they would have done all their ocean things. And then in the wintertime, they would have moved inland more, and they would have had a separate hut for that. Being a culture that is, or was nomadic, yeah. It's just really, really interesting to me. And then later on, we're going to meet a lady, and she was so sweet, and she talked about like the family life and a lot about the children. So that was really exciting for the kids. Let's see that. I guess that we're going. Yeah, sounds good. Look at their garden. I actually didn't realize that I didn't get that part. I was trying to be respectful and not take pictures of her, but I thought that I might have got the picture of the hut or whatever. It was basically an outside building just with a roof over top, and then it was open air like for cooking. And then they had a bear fur like laid across the edge. So it was really kind of cool, right? So she was just talking about life as a child, because that's what the kids were wondering, and she answered anything. And so she was just talking about how basically when children were born into the household, they would always go and do what their parents were doing, and or they were just running wild and free. And so they did a lot of playing and a lot of climbing trees and a lot of like building their own things in nature. And yeah, they just spent their early childhood doing those things. And then as they got older, they would learn how to, you know, make arrowheads or go fishing with their fathers, or and do things with their mothers. And they just slowly learned, and as they asked to do things, then they were given the privilege to do those things. And it's really interesting because I recently was listening to this book. Hunt Gather Parent is the name of it, and she goes into different tribes throughout I think it's the Inuit and Ubistan. I'm gonna say it wrong, sorry guys. I can like hear it in my head and it's not coming out correctly. Anyway, she goes into a couple different tribes to see how they parent and how they parent differently. And I think that sometimes we get caught in how we parent as parents here in the United States and America in like a Western culture, and we think that that's the only or the correct way, but it's not necessarily the only or the correct way, because everyone can be different, and that's okay. And there's some wonderful things to be learned from other cultures, and we should always be learning, always be learning. So anyway, she was just talking about how the children would just kind of be like wild and free, and they would be playing with their friends and learning the skills of their parents. And that's just how they learned. They learned through watching, and same with that book. She talks a lot about the children just learning through watching and not being like told what to do verbally, but watching and observing visually, which is interesting. It's almost counterculture to what we're doing right now in America. Anyhow, so that was really interesting. She told us all about that, and then we get to go over, and the lady was like, do you want to get in this boat? And the kids were like, yeah. And I'm like, oh wow, this is really cool. So they created these boats, which you'll see in just a minute. Basically what they do is it looks like they would be carved the whole way, but they carve a little bit and then they actually burn the inside. And she said the big boat like that would only take them a couple days to make. Can you imagine? Maybe like a week for them to make. And by themselves, there's a smaller boat, and you'll see that. And the smaller boat would only take a few days just for 1 or 2 people to make, where like numerous people would be making this other boat, and they go fishing in them, and they last such a long time. They at the museum like still take these boats out. Isn't that amazing? That is just like amazing to me. I guess the pitch of the tree actually seals the boat inside by itself because you're heating the boat. Oh my goodness, talk about innovation that's like so primitive, yet even more amazing than what we have today. That's how I feel. Although, I don't know, to me, I think I would be a little nervous that you'd like rock back and forth, but you know, it's supposed to be really safe. She said that she had ridden in one before, or she had been out in one before, and she said, yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking, but it was good. And they would take them out on the ocean. The bigger ones, they would take out on the ocean. The smaller ones, they usually would take to like a little lake, or they'd go out short areas in the ocean, but not like way out into the ocean.
To be carried than like the Mayflower. You know, there's other...
Come here, come see. Hello. You want to see the boat? They're very good.
So they burn out the centers. They said, oh, I see. So this is the little personal sized one that I was talking about, where 1 or 2 people would go out fishing. So they were like hooting and hollering and just playing and having so much fun. Look how long that thing is. Oh my goodness. My little girl, she was out on the end. She's like, I'm fishing. I think we could have Doing a stayed there all video. day and she would have been happy.
Are
to
you
get her
fishing?
arm out.
Are you gonna catch a fish?
I can't wait to share all that with you guys. So much knowledge with them. Potter's wheel. See how this is how they make pottery on the potter's wheel? Just like the pottery that you did before. Look at the detail that work. Weaving loom, spinning. Look at the colors on the. I apologize for the sniffing. I was heading towards the bathroom, but saw all these cool things on the way there. So I was like, oh, I want to show them this. I want to show them this. But I should have just gone to the bathroom. The belly goats. Want to go down there? I'd like a belly goat. You want to see the belly goat, says Aru?
Other one's a girl and other one a boy. There's a girl and a boy.
Yeah.
Which one is a boy and a girl?
Get down.
Get down about
Get down. You're not allowed to be on there.
Which one is a girl or a boy? That one's a boy, that one's
I don't know. They're not standing up.
They get over here and then you can touch them.
Guys, there's actually
Look at their garden.
5 sheep and there's a ram. What has like big horns.
Look at the wheelbarrow.
Never says do not touch.
Don't.
Building. That one. That one. Looks like they're building that one and that one.
What is that?
A pot. Oh, what that's for. We asked later, and it's a sort of strainer thing. They put it over the top, and then they could drain liquids out.
It's the cheese, like the wheat. Oh no, there's a pan on this house.
Now let's go to the
Look at the chimney.
I know what it is.
No.
stand there. She said no.
I know what it is. It's the pan on this house, and this is the lid.
Is it the lid?
Stick it in the oven.
Oh, so it like steams it. Look at the bastic weaving.
In just a sec.
It has gas on it. Can we go to the next section?
In a minute. Let's go in the garden.
Wow.
You want to see it?
Let's go see the garden over here. Oh, I see some greens. I wonder what they're doing here. The leeks and the beets. A garden, huh? There's a lot of people in there. Let's go in the garden here first. Look at the way they did it right up to the hill. The corn back there. Go in the house now. Do you see the different ways they cook?
Mommy.
Some have a chimney with a fireplace and some's like in the side. Yes.
Like a baby crab.
That is a baby crib. It's a cradle. Do you think it's for a baby?
Yeah, it's really tiny.
It is really tiny. Do you think Azariah would fit in there?
I think I would fit in there. Right there.
Would you want to sleep in that bed?
Can I lay down?
No, you can't really, no. I was actually wrong in that, and I just wanted to say that. I did not think that you could like sit in furniture and climb on beds and that type of stuff. And then later on in our travels, they said, yes, absolutely. They let the kids like lay on the beds and sit in the chairs and that type of stuff. She said, absolutely. If it's not roped up, you can touch it, sit in it, feel it, smell it, whatever you want to do. So, wow. That was incredible. A lot of the kids had actually wanted to see, like, you know how they do the ropes on the bottom of the bed. We've seen them in so many museums, but you never actually like experience like laying in a bed like that. And so they wanted to do that, and they got to do that. So it was pretty cool. Azariah, you're gonna sleep in there? Don't take it down, please. You may touch it. Don't take it down. And I'm going in this garden. If you'd like to try clothes on, you can. I wonder if they're letting their carrots go to seed.
I found this one.
It's up to you.
Of onions and garlic that we're harvesting right now, and so we're kind of unraveling. You can just like take a knife or a pair of scissors or something if you're in a modern day.
Mom, there's like cups up the wall right there.
Really cool. You are allowed to sit on and touch anything here. We asked because I was like, oh, I don't know if you're supposed to sit on that. But they said, yeah, go for it. Try it out. Yeah.
Don't
In the basket.
move the ash too much.
Okay, come on. Let's go this way. Oh, look at those pumpkins.
I'm gonna go see what's over here. Pumpkin
Okay,
seed.
you want to try that bed?
There's a loft. That's what's over there.
Pumpkin seed.
You want to try that bed? Go ahead.
Here. That'd be weird. It would be so hard just to use this just to sweep out stuff.
It would be difficult, wouldn't it?
It's hot, Mom. Look at all
Really?
the baskets. Whoa. It'd be cool if you could like go up there. How do they
Yep.
get up there?
I don't know. Look at this basket. I love that basket. It's beautiful.
Why do they make it out of this? I have no clue, but it's comfy. Get on it. Sit.
Look to see what it's made out of.
You can actually look under here. What's that?
I don't know. Get up and you can see. I see. It looks like something.
I didn't throw these two. I have no clue what that is. What is
Maybe
that?
goes to sheep. I think it's straw, sweetie. Look. It's 2 mats. See, it has ropes, and then it has 1 mat and 2 mats.
And then they put a blanket over it to make it look pretty.
Not for any warmth or anything. Just to look pretty.
Hey, let's go see what's on the table.
Okay. So we got to have a long conversation with the washer lady who was out back here in character. And so she was making lye, and most of the time they would just make their lye like and then wash like just with the lye. And so they obviously it would like burn their hands, but they pretty much just, they didn't make soap yet. They just kind of washed with lye. I thought that maybe they would make soap with like pig fat, and she said if they did anything, sometimes they did something with tallow, but not necessarily. So kind of interesting. Yeah.
This is the water, dirt, and then laundry. Water, dirt, laundry. Water, dirt, laundry.
She also said that each family got 1 acre of land once they moved from the communal type area into their own little plots. Each family got 1 acre of land, and that produced what they needed. What sticks do you think they're going to put in there? Look what's over here.
Where's the goat to it? Baby goat right there, and then a baby one over there, a black. See? Baby, and a baby. Can you pick me up so I can pet that?
No, you can't pet it, sweetie.
Why? Why is she pet gay to pet it?
Then ask her to do it.
It's like, thank you. I just want it here.
Whoa, you almost poked it.
Put the stick down.
She's trying to feed it to the cow. Oh, thanks.
It likes this.
Looks like a grapevine. It says Children Discovery Center. Feel free to touch anything and everything in the house.
Mom, these things say you can try the pilgrim.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Sit down.
Oh, look, you could have your own bed.
Touch everything.
Oh, there's pale. What a great field trip. I ended up buying a pass because it was cheaper. So I think it's $44 per person, or at least per adult, or people over 16 or something like that. So it's actually cheaper to buy a 2 adult with 4 children versus a 2 adult and 6 children. It's cheaper to buy 2 of those than it was to buy the 6 children one. So I bought 2 adults, 4 children. I think I did it that way. I forget. Anyway, I bought 2 passes. Everyone wasn't with us this time, so I was able to buy 2 passes like that. And if we decide to go back again, then we would still have the passes. It is about 2.5 to 40 from our house. So it's definitely not an undoable thing for the day. Yeah, so it might be fun to do again. It would be fun to do maybe in the spring. It would be fun to do around Thanksgiving time too, right? But it would be fun to do in the spring too, just to see the gardens and such, like as they're starting to bloom before the school gets out. I went here when I was a child. I was probably like 10 or so when I went here, and I don't know, it was a blessing to bring my children to it. It's really neat to bring them someplace that's so historical. I do love that they started to put more of the Native American side there. There was also quite a few books. I got a really cool book. Let me see if I can find it. So this is the book that I was already reading to the kids. This is the Diary of Remember Patience Whipple, A Journey to the New World. This is all about the they're on the Mayflower. So they're written in small sections. If you've never seen this before, they're written in smaller sections, like she's writing to a diary or in a journal. Dear America, that's how it is. And it's nice because then like a child who was beginning reading could try to read like that. And then other people could read a couple pages if they wanted to. So yeah, that's what we were working on. And then I got this book here. This is the one that I just bought. We have not started this yet, but this looked like a really good story. So it's Race to the Truth, Colonization, and the Wampanoag Story. So this looked really good. Probably do this one after we do this as a read aloud. And then I got this Native Harvest book, which is really neat. There is sections, let me see, so saltwater and freshwater harvest, and then it would give you recipes to go with that. The herbs also had like pictures of all the different herbs that there is in there. So yeah, just had a bunch of different things in here. So I ended up getting this one. This was this, but I get 20% off that day. I got that one actually at the grist mill. And I was thinking about getting like a different cookbook, and then I was like, no, I like this one. So it has a lot of wild foods, which is really cool, and it made me think like I could be doing a lot more foraging than I actually am right now. So maybe next year or even this fall we'll do some more foraging, because that's something that I enjoy doing. So I'm tired. I'm gonna head to bed. Let me know down in the comments below what you liked about this adventure that we had. I found it just amazing. I loved. If you haven't seen the Jamestown one before, the Yorktown, Jamestown, whatever, we went to Jamestown before, and it was really nice. This one just was a lot more, it's a little different, but it's also a lot more immersive. Like the kids could like pretty much do whatever the heck they wanted. Nobody had a hard time. Like I was like, oh, slow down a little bit, and they're like, oh no, they're fine, they're good. I'm like, oh, okay. And the people were so knowledgeable, so knowledgeable. They enjoy just telling the story of their ancestors. And yeah, it was really neat. So I hope you guys get the chance and the opportunity to visit here. If not, where are you visiting lately? Is there anything really cool, historic in your neck of the woods that you just love or that you've adventured to recently? Write me down in the comments below because I'd love to hear about it. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day.